Hi, welcome to another video on the Target Individual Program, the Target Individual Experience. I wasn't planning on doing a video right after the first video I did, but they start with the surveillance of my phone. I'm watching a video on YouTube on my tablet, and there's a Kevin Samuels video, and they started with the car honking, certain things they keep saying. So lately they've been using the car honking to, particularly with certain words that begins with W, word that begins with P. For example, he mentioned the word work, car honking, and he mentioned the word uh, positivity, car honking, anything with P, anything with P. Also, and so I'll try to record this even more, even probably when I have the kids, but it's going to be very, very short. But you'll start to see a lot of people around me coming towards me with like the Chicago Bears hat, and like the Chicago Bears, the Cincinnati hat, the hat with the C on it. Um, what Chicago, Cincinnati, um, what else? Okay, the Pittsburgh Pirate with the word P on there again. So you'll start to see that. And like I said, I'll try to uh, do more videos of that, even when I have the kids. And actually, when I have the kids, I'm gonna do a little more short videos. They're gonna be a couple of seconds, particularly because I realize that when I have brought the kids with me, the police now will show up a lot more, whereas before I used to be able to get them on video when I'm by myself. But again, because they do this hit and run, and I think because the people are paying attention, they tend to fall back, and they tend to want to strike when the opportunity presents itself, or when they create the opportunity, like this morning. So that's one of the things. Because also because of my back, they want me to walk all over the place, right? This is why I'm laying down right now, because having to walk a block and a half to take Ethan to the bus, then having to walk two long blocks to take Alyssa uh, to school, and then having to walk back, right? And you know, like I said, this is why I walk on my cane, because if I didn't have my cane, I would not be able to walk that long of a distance, right? I would literally have to. It will take me a longer time. So, but yeah, but this is what they do. They do this thing to kind of break down your back. And I forgot this. So when Pamela came out of the elevator, I was in the elevator. Again, they using her to look down at my crotch and stuff like that. First, it's like she's like looking at my head with my hat on. Then she's looking down at my crotch and stuff like that. And then she asked me this question. I said, Pamela, I don't want to talk right now. I said, I'm just too upset. I don't want to talk. Because I'm telling you, if I was to open my mouth, I would literally, I would curse her out. You know what I'm saying? But again, that would be disrespectful to want to do that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not even, because she came down the elevator like, oh, like nothing, right? No, hey, I'm sorry, what have you? You woke me up and I went back to sleep. I'm sorry. None of that. None of that. And if I was to act and behave like her, these kids would not get to school, on time, whatever. But like I said, but they try to circumvent shit. This morning. That's why when I walked to the bus, they see all these police going up Rogers Avenue. I was waiting for the bus, and on top of that, 3 select bus came. 3 of the express bus came. No local bus, none. So when the third bus came, I was like, Ethan, get on the bus. I told him where to get off. I said, I even tell the driver to let him know what, I told him when he reached that particular stop to tell him so he can get off. And then he had to walk 3 blocks up, right? to get to his school. Had I not done that, because imagine, like I said, when I came back, she was getting ready to go to work, and that was what it took me a half an hour, a half an hour, And I was going to take him to the at 7:30. I was like, let me take him to the bus stop, but she was like, no, I'm gonna call a cab, right? But again, she's not even she don't I'm saying she don't care. She don't care because it's all about her. It's all about her, and she can act this way, and then get me to they can microwave us and get her to you know and I told her, I said and see the funny thing is because I have been the one that has been for the past, let's see, Ethan is 12, this is 8. So for the past um, since Ethan went to kindergarten, right? So when Ethan was in kindergarten, Alyssa was just a baby. She was like what 1 years old, right? So I take Ethan to school in the morning, pick him up. You know what I'm saying? So they have been with me most of the time. Even when Alyssa started kindergarten, same thing, right? She started uh, uh, preschool, right? Pick up, drop off, pick up, all that stuff. Sit down with them, help them do their homework. She has not hands off. She doesn't, like I said, a lot of women, they have kids, and they because they look at their friends and they see their friends having kids, so they're like, okay, I want to have kids too, right? We're not understanding that it is a huge responsibility. Okay, it's a huge responsibility, and it's more than just um, you know, putting the roof over their head. It's more than just that. You got to be concerned about their mental health. You got to be concerned about their physical health. If they're going to school, you got to be concerned about their education, right? Meaning that you got to be able to, if you decide you want to be a single parent, and this is what she said, and because she came back in and tried to say, well, that's not what I meant. I meant that I just don't want to be in a relationship with you. That's still being a single parent, because guess what? That means that the majority of the time, the kids are with you. The majority of the time, you have to get up in the morning to take them to school, make sure they get to school. You can't have this nonchalant attitude of, oh, I get up whenever I get up, and what have you, such and such. No. Okay? No, you can't, and again, this is where extreme individualism plays a part. Where people tell people, oh, be you, be who you are, and this and that. Without any disclaimer. So you're going to tell a malignant narcissist to be themselves. You're going to tell a psychopath to be themselves, right? You're going to tell a person who is extremely lazy to be themselves. You're going to tell a person who is, who have, like a sociopath to be themselves. See, this is the bullshit, because again, they don't put no disclaimer. Hey, be yourself. Except if you're a malignant narcissist, don't be that way. Except if you're a psychopath, don't be that way. Except if you're an extremely lazy person, don't be that way. If you're obese and overweight, be who you are, right? And so this is what happened within the black community. As you see, most black women are overweight, right? And out of those who are overweight, now here's the stat. So people think, like I said, whenever I say these things, I'm speaking factual, right? It's facts. I'm not making this shit up. But 4 out of every 5 black women are overweight. 80% of those women who are overweight are obese. That's why they come up with this body positivity bullshit. And who is selling these things. Who are creating these things? Who? Corporate America, fast food restaurants. They don't want women, particularly in the black community, losing weight because they'd be out of business. This fast food joint, they'd be out of business. So it's imperative that they push this body positivity bullshit because at the end of the day, it protects their bottom line. But we're not intelligent enough to understand this. This is where they use marketing. This is where marketing comes in, right? And what happened in marketing? You have psychiatrists, psychologists, sociologists, all working together, right? Creating programs to manipulate people's mind. Within the black community, we have the highest health risk. Why? Because of obesity and because of stress from working. But yet we can't, as a community, we can't seem to put two and two together. Within the black community, we can't put two and two together. And as a TI, you know, not only do I see the programming and I see the effect of the technology, how it's being used to control people, the propaganda, right? The what do you call it? The cult behavior, right, of individuals who are part of this cult. You know, it's not a religion; it's a cult. Okay, Christianity. It is a. I was watching this gentleman. I forgot his name, and he was talking about how Christianity is a cult of sacrifice. It is a cult of sacrificing for a person that don't exist. You know, sacrificing your family, your friends, your children. When I say sacrifice, I don't mean like putting them on the altar and do all kind of sacrificial shit. Now, I'm talking about how people are quick to abandon family members who don't believe or no longer believe in Christianity. They will sacrifice that individual to keep their belief system. And he was absolutely right. He was absolutely correct. More people need to understand, and I'm glad more and more people are waking up to this bullshit. You know, and listen. The more I speak out against what it is that they're doing, the more they're going to attack me. The more they're going to use Pam. The more they're going to use whoever to influence her or what have you, or to manipulate her. You know, but like I said, when you tell people the truth and they don't want to listen, then hey, you know. So you just gotta like let them live and learn. Like I said, I wish I had somebody who tell me all this stuff when I was younger. Okay, instead of I mean, they couldn't help it because they were being influenced, to tell me bullshit. So, you know, this is why I try to talk to people and tell them the truth, let them understand what's really going on. Because I was talking to this guy yesterday, he was like, "Man, I've never heard this stuff before." He's like, "But you're absolutely correct." Okay, I said, when I start to break down certain things, he's like, "Man, you are absolutely correct. I never even understand these things." He's like, "Where are you getting these things?" He's like, "I need you to give me a book list," and I will give him a book list. And this is what white supremacists and white supremacy is afraid of. Is that because we are living in the age of knowledge now, right? We are living in the age of knowledge, and they know this. Okay, they know this. So those of us who understand, those of us who can see the programming, those of us who can, it's like Neo in the Matrix, right? Nobody can see the codes, except for Neo, right? I mean, people, they need a computer, right, to look to see and interpret the codes. But as TIs, because we have awakened to the programming, from the programming, we understand what it is that they're doing and how they're doing it. They may deny it, they may lie and say, "Oh, such and such doesn't exist," but the proof is out there, documents are out there. They may not have the. Let me give you an example. Okay, so Elon Musk came out and said that he is very close to. Uh, they're almost finishing developing brain-computer interface chip. That's what he said, right? Now let me ask you a question. And again, you got this. This is going to be to see if you're intelligent, not smart, but if you're intelligent. So if Elon Musk, okay, the owner of Tesla, which is a car company, electric car company, is developing different technologies and technological devices, such as the Hyperloop. They have already had SpaceX, which is where they you pay a lot of money to be flown close to the edge of space, and is developing almost ready to on the ending phase of developing a computer brain chip interface. What do you think the U.S. military has been doing? What do you think the CIA has been doing? You don't think they have these things already? You don't think that they developed these things already? If you can think to yourself and say, oh, of course they are, and list out the various reasons. Well, for one, U.S. military. Two, the U.S. military budget almost $700 billion a year. Okay, to pay all of its servicemen and women. Right, you're talking about $2.5 billion a year. Where's the other $550 billion going? Okay, if they can spend $1 trillion on a jet that no pilot wants to fly, do you think what do you think with all that money, if they could waste it on a damn fighter jet that no pilot wants to fly because it's a dead trap, how much money do you think they really get? For example, the NYPD has a secret fund that they can withdraw money from at any time, and no one can question it. No one can find out because it's a secret fund, and that's on top of their annual budget. And if they're sending police officers overseas, particularly to Israel, for counterintelligence and anti-terrorist training. Remember, this is a police department. It's not the FBI. It's not the Department of Justice. This is a police department, right? Doing all of that. So if you really, like I said, if you really think that the government haven't already, and as STIs we know this because we're implanted, we have brain-computer interface chip for the purpose of remote monitoring as well as mind control. When you look at all these factors and you say to yourself, "Oh, of course," then to me you're intelligent. Not smart, you're intelligent because you're considering all these factors and putting them together and coming up with a reasonable response in which any intelligent person would likely come up with also. You're intelligent. Smart is when you read a book and you remember shit. You can pass the test. That's smart. Okay? Intelligence means that you have to be a lot wiser, and you have to look at things and consider every angle, every aspect, and coming up with a reasonable conclusion, which is more likely factual, based on the facts, and some you know, theoretical ideas, right? But it still leads to the truth, to the facts. So anyway, yeah. So this is, I guess they're gonna um, try to, as of yesterday, do more of the car honking. Like I said, I see all these police cars this morning taking standing at the bus stop to when I was putting Ethan on the bus, but it wasn't making noise with the siren. So we'll see how the day goes. But I'll continue to do these videos as the day goes by. See you guys in the next video.